11:13 is your time, guys.
All right, thank you, Mike. It's time now for your financial focus. Our specialist, Steve Buden, is here with some things to watch out for in this new year. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Glad to have you back from
Glad
vacation.
to be back. Yes,
All
yes.
right, let's talk about what we're looking at in terms of predictions for this upcoming year.
Yeah, the thing that you have to be careful for, any publication you read, they're always going to have what's going to happen this year. I was going back and looking at the 2011 predictions by the so-called experts,
Sure.
and they were so far off. It was unbelievable.
So what you're telling us is we should not pay attention to them
I would say don't pay much attention. I mean, it's hard enough to predict what's going to happen this week,
Sure.
let alone the whole year. I mean, if Mike's weather forecast were as accurate as this, he'd be in big trouble.
Right. All right, well, so let's talk about this week because we're expecting some earnings
Yep.
to come out. Big earnings that will have an impact, obviously, on what happens in the market.
Yep, big impact. This is a first report of the year. We'll see how the fourth quarter ended. Starting today, a lot of the big Fortune 500 companies will release their earnings, and that'll certainly determine how the stocks perform. But it'll give us another indication of how well the economy is doing. And we're beginning to see the U.S. economy is doing okay, but the 500-pound gorilla in the room is going to be Europe, and I think it will stay that way the whole year.
Now, speaking of Europe,
Yes.
they're having a huge issue over there, keeping their budgets in balance,
Yep.
keeping their currency in line. It's a mess in France, Germany, Italy, Greece. What a mess.
Huge
and there's
mess.
some meetings going on.
Another meeting. If you're a fan of the newscast, you know I love this.
Get a meeting.
Month in, month out, they're always having meetings. They're good at having meetings and not too much results.
Yeah.
But the problem is if they can somehow get their act together, it'll bode well for the global economy. You know, the European market is the world's largest economy. So for the U.S. economy to do okay without Europe doing well is very tough. So my concern is that these countries keep having meetings, but there's no results.
Right.
And if you read back over the history of how the euro developed or whatnot, this was a big concern going back 15 years, that each nation has their own culture, and they're trying to combine all of this in one economic system, which is very tough, very tough to do.
Sure. And, you know, the question always becomes, why should we care so much?
Yep.
But it's a global
Yes.
economy.
That's why you
all
care.
based on everybody.
Exactly right. The largest economy in the world is the European Union. It's not the United States. So if they have trouble, the rest of the world will feel it. So we have a big interest in making sure everything's okay over there.
Well, speaking of what we need to do here at
Yep.
home, there is a new, very interesting program that we were talking about
Yep.
this morning, and you know, we in Las Vegas know all about it because we have a ton of foreclosures
Yep.
just sitting around, and there's a plan, perhaps, to get this fixed.
Yeah, there's a proposal. Hasn't come out yet. We'll follow it. But apparently the feds are talking to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the largest guarantor of mortgages, to have basically a bulk sale to investors and let the investors rent out the homes. I haven't been a big fan up till now about how this has all been handled, but I think anything we can do to push this stuff through will help the market recover quicker. So we'll stay on it, and hopefully there'll be an announcement in the next few weeks.
Because obviously those sitting homes, doing nothing, making
Yep.
no money, is not helping anybody.
Keeps everybody's property values down. Got to get it out, let the private sector, let the markets determine the prices, and hopefully this will be the first step.
All right. Thanks, Steve Buden.
Sure.
You can see Steve every Monday here now that he's back from his fancy vacation. Good to
Fancy.
have you.
Markets were closed.
All right. Tina, back to you.